Americans are quite literally driving up the price of oil around the world. The international crude benchmark Brent is up around 1% to $113 a barrel to start the week. That comes ahead of what's known in the U.S. as peak driving season, which begins this weekend and stretches all the way to September. During this period, Americans are expected to use their cars more than at any other time of the year. They'll be taking advantage of warmer weather to go on cross-country road trips for holidays and business events. This increase in demand is adding pressure on oil markets, which are already struggling with supply issues due to the crisis in Ukraine. American motorists say they're also starting to feel the pinch.
I mean, gas is $5 right now at some places. So, I mean, it's a difference between filling the tank twice before you pay it.
People like that are lower income probably are affected most because they have less money to spend on different things. And so when more of that goes to groceries or to their gas, then there's less to spend on other things.
Now, for more on the story, let's go to Naeem Aslam. He's the chief market analyst at AvaTrade and joins us from Dubai. Welcome back to the program, Naeem. Now, U.S. peak driving season coming up starting next week, or starting this weekend. How much of an increase in demand should we expect in the coming months, or is it even going to go up that much, given where prices are right now?
Sure. Thanks for having me. Look, I think there are two important factors that we really need to focus on. Number one, which underpins for both of these two factors, is the disposable income. Now, of course, we know with the higher inflation that income it isn't really soaring. It isn't at a level where it used to be. So what options do consumers have? The only options that they have, that they can travel perhaps within the country if they can't travel abroad because of a lower disposable income. But then we have other consumers who are sitting at the other side of the curve, who are already feeling enormous amount of a pinch because of a higher fuel prices and other matters which are related to soaring inflation. So they may not be paying $5 per gallon sort of a price that you were discussing earlier on your show. So I think right now, inflation and disposable income, these are the two important factors that in fact consumers are paying more attention to. So because of that, we don't really see consumption of oil prices really taking place to another level.
Naeem, so oil prices still below the highs that we saw earlier in the Ukraine crisis. What else is keeping the price of crude down in markets? Is it demand, or are we getting more supply? What else is happening in energy markets?
I think it's still very much the conflict story over here, which is very much weighing on prices, that how that is really going to go. And of course, as we continue to march towards new normality after COVID crisis and the supply is still under a major shock, these factors are moving prices, or the major drivers for oil prices for now.
All right, Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade in Dubai today. Thank you for joining the program.